What's up, everyone? CryptoSavy here. Hope everyone's having a fabulous day, and welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates every day on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. We're going to take a look at the chart, see how far we could go down, or will we bounce up from here? We'll take a look at it. Definitely stick around. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out, and let's get on with it. All right, guys, as always, I want to remind you I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, trading advice, or investment advice. This is my opinion and my opinion only. Remember, this is my opinion and not yours. So let's take a look at, we'll take a look at the headlines real quick and see what they're saying, kind of get a sentiment. So blow to Bitcoin as significant U.S. crypto crackdown. Bitcoin crashes back. Can all of Bitcoin be hacked? Bitcoin price drop nets Bitfinex whale 10 million. People always trying to explain the drops. Well, if you watch the channel, we've seen that coming. Crypto tidbits, Bitcoin slices under 10,000. Why is Bitcoin price rallying in 2020? Here's why Bitcoin's violent sell-off may have invalidated blah, blah. Kind of mixed news, more bearish than bullish. Fear and greed index, we're at 59. Yesterday we were at 64, so we did drop 5 points, but we're still in the greed. Bitfinex, BitMax, and Binance, total longs versus short. Longs are 66.72, shorts are 33.2. Obviously, we have a lot more longs. I am still short-term bearish here, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. We'll just take a look at the monthly real quick. We had this 92 marked, and I had said last month if we closed above it, it'd be bullish. It was. Seems to be holding that support. Although I don't think it's going to continue. It could, but this month, if we drop down to retest the top of this channel, it's going to be around the 85.50 range. And if we were to do it next month, we would be around the $8,000 range. So let's take a look at what I've been looking at here on the weekly. As you know, I've been looking at this as a symmetrical triangle, this being A, B, C, and D could be up at the golden retracement zone, which is right around the 11,200 to 11,300, depending on when and if we hit it. We are getting serious rejection at the 10.5 right now. And if you guys have been watching the channel, I'm looking at it as a possible inverse head and shoulders. We will take a look at that. Also, looking at the RSI, confirms the same trend lines here. If we do get up to that 11.2 to 11.4, it would be retesting the top of this before coming down and testing the bottom. Also, what I want to point out in the weekly, if you look at this red resistance and support line, back in 2014, we capitulated below it, broke back above in 2015, tested for support, and continued on to our 2017 bull run. Same thing in 2018, we capitulated under it, broke back above it in 2019, retested it for support, and I do believe we are in the bull run, but I don't believe that we're done correcting yet, and we'll talk about that. Looking at the daily, I have a Fibonacci retracement drawn from the peak up here at 13.8 down to the low, which I do believe the low is in. Do keep in mind this 5,400 down here is a Fibonacci retracement from this swing low all the way to this swing high. So worst case scenario is we come back down to that 54. I think that's a lot less likely, but you always got to keep in mind it is definitely possible. I still have that 11.1 around the 11,001 to 11,300 range in this Fibonacci retracement zone marked up here. Will we hit it? I am not too sure, and we've talked about it before. This is what we could possibly be looking at. If we cannot break above that 10.5, we could be looking to retrace down to these lower levels for the left shoulder of the inverse head and shoulders. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But as of right now, let's go into the RSI. We were watching this yesterday, this rising channel in blue, and I'd said if we broke down out of this in the daily, that would be bearish, which we have done. Now, do we continue down to retest the top of this like I believe? I do believe so. And the target for that would be around the 92.80. And if we take a look, also guys, if you're interested in trading, I want to remind you I'll leave a Bybit tutorial up top. I also have a Bybit and a PrimeXBT link down there. You get bonuses for using my link and signing up. The PrimeXBT has some promo codes down there. One is CryptoSavy, gets you 30% bonus for whatever you deposit, 30% on top of it. Also, if you use CryptoSavy 25, you get 25% off of your fees for a full month. So take advantage of that. If you are trading, keep in mind trading's extremely dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So don't play with more money than you're willing to lose. And don't use super high leverage. We are doing a little $100 challenge in my members group. I started with 100 yesterday, and I think I'm up to almost 600 right now. We're just kind of playing with it, see how much we can build a $100 account. So anyways, but yeah, that's what I believe we're going to come down and retest this zone here. Like I said, that'd be around the 92.80. We could get a bounce there, but I do believe it is possible that we continue on down. But remember, unless we break that 10.5, let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, if you look at the RSI, we're still bouncing around in this, what seems to be a triangle / channel. Obviously, if we break above that, would be extremely bullish, but if you look at it, we have a long ways to go. So let's look at what I'm looking at here for our targets. We've had this target of 10.8. Could we still hit it? Possibly, but I don't think that's likely now. And I talked about this yesterday. If you see this rising wedge here, we take a measured move of that rising wedge. That also brings us right down to that same area, the 92.80. So I am looking for that as a possibility. If you look at the dotted lines here, I have a rising broadening wedge, and that would be coming down to touch that wedge sometime next week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, if I'm correct here. And we may get a bounce and then continue on back down to the 8,000, 8,400, somewhere in that range. That is what I'm thinking. But again, I do daily updates. Make sure you hit the like button and leave your comments down below. We're going to be doing the free t-shirt giveaway at the end of this video. It is Sunday. Stick around for that. Make sure you leave a comment down below to get to enter to win next week's t-shirt. It comes from my wife's webpage, inkyourimage.com, which there is a link to that down below if you guys want to check out her stuff. And anyways, we also have this white trend line here, which will probably get some support off of around that 9,800 to 9,850 range. I am in a short as of right now, just a small position. Like I said, trying to build that $100 account, which is around 500 or 600 now. I'm not sure. But this will obviously, I'll close my short around 9,850 here and then look for another move after that. But anyways, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. There's a possibility to get a bounce right here at around the 95.60 zone, which would be the 0.236 Fibonacci retracement of this whole move here. But yeah, I do believe this is going to end up being a big wave 1, and then our wave 2 coming down to one of these lower targets here. Could go as low as 73, right around the 7,300, which would be the 0.786. So that's what I'm looking at. Did we look at the RSI? Yes, we did. And like I said, if we can't break that 10.5, I do think this is most likely in play. And I drew a Fibonacci retracement from this swing low to this swing high. And as you can see, these trend lines here, if you guys have been watching, you know that I used this trend line off of these bottom wicks here. And I put it up here on these two wicks, which it was resistance and then became support. Same thing, I put one of them up here on this wick, and this wick. And they were support and resistance all the way up, and we'll probably have that back on the way down. The retest of this is going to be around the 89.50 zone, which would be the 382. If we break that, then we're looking at the 84.80. And if we break that, the 0.618 is right around the 8,000. And like I said, 0.786 could go all the way down as low as 7,300. And if you look, that would be around the end of March, which would line up right around when the halving takes place. So that would make sense that we would start moving up from there. But like I said, we'll keep an eye on it. Make sure you're subscribed so you get daily updates every day. Let's look at Litecoin. Same thing here with Litecoin. We had the rising wedge here. My target on Litecoin is the measurement of this rising wedge here, and we take it to where we broke down, we're going to be somewhere between the 5,400, or not 5,400, I wish 5,400 for Litecoin, right around the $54 to the $60 range is my target off of this falling wedge here, which would also line up pretty well with this bottom support line on the RSI. Again, this is the 4-hour. No real need to go in any higher. I had this as a possible, if Bitcoin would have hit the 10.8, I think Litecoin would have hit the 90, but I think that's a little less likely now, unless we get the bounce here and then continue up. So we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, let's look at Ethereum. Same thing, guys. Ethereum, it's looking bullish, but the RSIs, or the EMAs, have turned down. We are looking kind of bearish here. We may get a bounce at 250, but most likely we are probably going to head down. Again, we'll probably get some bounces, obviously, but my long-term, the correction would be 224 being the highest, 204 being, medium, 183 being a good chance of where this correction's heading, possibly all the way down to 154, which would be the 0.786, and retest the top of this trend line here. So that's what I'm looking at. Let's go into, this is my wife's webpage, by the way, inkyorimage.com. She's got a lot of cool crypto stuff in there, shirts, signs, coffee mugs, hats. She also has hoodies, some long sleeve t-shirts and stuff. You just have to hit her up in the contact to see the other stuff. She doesn't quite have it listed yet. But let's pick a random number to pick a random video. 1. So we'll pick number 1. That was yesterday's rally or correction, which we called this correction. And let's do, copy the link address. We'll bring it over to the random comment picker. Paste it in. Load comments. Don't forget, you can leave a comment down here today, and I get you entered to win next week's. So loading 126 comments. Let's pick a random winner. It always picks me because I respond to everybody, unlike most people. Renee Montenegro. Everyone too bullish. Savvy crash coming. Damn. I remember reading that comment. So Renee, get a hold of me. You've won the t-shirt. Get with me. And we'll go from there. We'll get the t-shirt out to you. You take your pick. And thanks a lot, guys. Don't forget to hit the CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post videos. Hit that all button after you hit that bell. Also, smash the likes, guys. Smash them and leave your comments. Thanks a lot, and I'm out.